Go web!
Go web, go!
Fly!
I understood that reference.
So, we are in...
Up and away, web! Sorry.
We're in installment number 15, I think. Or maybe we just did 15. I don't remember.
I think that's right. Because then we'll have 17 and 18 afterwards.
Yep.
Yeah.
So this is 16.
That's what, yeah.
Yep. Yes, it's 16.
Celebrating Spider-Man's Sweet 16.
Say something into the mic, Spidey. You can call me... What's the line?
Oh, you can call me Spidey, you can call me Webhead, just don't call me late for dinner.
Spider-Man, growing up, was my absolute favorite. It was the 90s cartoon was on when I was a child. So
Radioactive Spider-Man.
In the midst of my Godzilla and Jurassic Park obsession, I found a new love with Spider-Man when I was, 3, 4 years old. And I would watch the hell out of the Radioactive Spider-Man cartoon. And then I would read some Spider-Man comics. I had Spider-Man toys. I had Six-Arm Saga Spider-Man toy. I had Carnage, Venom.
One of my first Halloween costumes, Spider-Man.
I had the mutated Spider-Man toy. I loved Spider-Man, and I remember liking the first two Tobey Maguire Spider-Mans. Not so much the third one. The third one was the first movie that I ever saw in the theater that was like, is this going to end soon? And Amazing Spider-Man came around, and I wasn't much of a fan of the first one just because of how much recap it had in it. But I really liked the second one, even though nobody did. Anyway, fast forward to Civil War, and we get Tom Holland.
Because Sony and Marvel are like... Sony goes, hey, we have Spider-Man, one of the most recognizable properties in the world. How come your Guardians of the Galaxy movie made more than Spider-Man? Da fuck! Hey, help us! And then we get Spider-Man.
Okay, we'll find a reason to fire Andrew Garfield. Oh, he was late for a lunch with the president or something of Sony. Yeah, you're fired now. You made us millions of dollars, but you're fired.
Go make a Social Network sequel.
Yeah. So yes, we get Tom Holland. We get high school Spider-Man. We get
real high school Spider-Man, not 30-year-old high school Spider-Man.
For the first time in the cinematic universe, we've got a character that has superpowers. He could stop a bus with his bare hands, and he brings it up. It's like, I'm done with him treating me like a kid, Iron Man. But you are a kid, his friend says, and he goes, yeah, that could stop a bus with his bare hands, like this kid is just, he's coming of age. He's got a lot of, emotions just chemically just going off. He's a dweeb, and he's part of, what is he?
He's perfectly awkward.
And what is their team again? Are they mathletes or what do they do? Do you remember?
It's a debate team. Isn't it?
I don't remember shit.
I don't know.
Tell us why we're wrong.
Please.
But Spider-Man has superpowers, but he's not. But he's still a kid, and he's got a lot that he has to learn and deal with. He can't go take on Ultron. He can't go take on the hero, the villains that all these other heroes have taken on, because they have experiences, they have wisdom, they have all these things that Spider-Man hasn't gone through yet. So they did a perfect job with Vulture and making him like a street villain with a little pizzazz.
Right.
And that
Vulture, another character that upon
we laughed.
In writing, it's like, the villain is going to be Vulture, and you're like, out of everything, you got Kraven the Hunter, you got Mysterio, you got whatever. There's so many different things that you could do. You're going to do Vulture.
Do a Daredevil Spider-Man movie. Put Kingpin as the bad guy.
Yeah, freaking. Yeah. And then they're like, but we're going to get Michael Keaton. I'm like, okay. First you had my curiosity, now you have my attention.
Right. Michael Keaton's great.
Turned out great. He has a bird fetish, clearly. Batman, Birdman, Vulture. Anyways, John Watts, the director, another indie director. He had done Cop Car and Clown and this. He wanted to combine the superhero franchise with a John Hughes movie, and I think he nailed that. Do you?
Yeah. Yeah, it was a great teen movie, superhero movie. Let's talk about problems you might have had with it.
Problems I might have had is pretty much just one glaring issue, because I did really enjoy this movie, and it was actually, this became more of a problem upon repeat viewings. The first time I saw it, I really liked it, but after watching it multiple times, the Tony Starkism of the film is too much. Like, I feel like it needed to be dialed back like 5 notches. I don't mind that he's in the movie, because Tony is our window into the Marvel universe. He brought Peter into this universe, and it makes sense for him to be there. He gave him the
suit, but here's why I like it and I appreciate it. He's got this suit that he doesn't know how to use. He doesn't know all the functions. There's some comedic elements to it. The kill mode on it. But I also think I appreciate it because one of Peter's glaring motivations is that he wants to impress Tony Stark. He looks up to Tony Stark. Tony Stark gave him the window into possibly being an Avenger, and that's what he wants. So he is just, driven to be not only a hero and like go out and fight for himself, but he wants Tony Stark to be proud of him. He wants to impress him. So I think that father figure sort of, shadow that is Tony Stark's presence, I think that's, done well. It may be a little excessive. He may be in the film a little more than he needs to, but we got a Captain America film with the entire fucking Avengers in it, so can't really complain. And then I really appreciate...
You're telling me I can't complain? Because I feel like I can.
No. You can complain.
Okay.
You can complain.
Just me.
But one of the other things too is that when he's got the building collapse on him and he's stuck under it, and he realizes again, I'm a mortal child. I'm a teenage. I'm 15 years old.
Nobody's here to help me.
No one's here to help me. He's in pain. He's crying. He's like, help. And you're like, shit, right. Like, this guy isn't ready. And then he just goes, no, man, you're Spider-Man. You could do it, Spider-Man. Get up, Spider-Man. Get up, Spider-Man. He's motivating himself.
I get goosebumps.
You get spider senses tingling.
Yes.
I think that this was a great original story for a Spider-Man film. I'm glad we didn't get the three-peat with the origin story.
Oh, origin.
And
Uncle Ben.
Yeah, I really like the car scene where the ride to the prom.
Yes, that's what I was going to bring up.
Or the homecoming dance, rather.
Absolutely.
You could talk about that a little bit.
Okay. The twist, I think the best twist in the movie is when you realize he goes to pick up Liz Allen get a ride with Liz Allen to the prom. It's his crush. And who opens the door but Michael Keaton, Adrian Toomes, the Vulture, and he's shitting his pants. And as the audience, you're shitting your pants too.
Spider-Man knows who Vulture is, but Vulture, you don't think, knows who Spider-Man is.
Exactly. And my first thought, because you have a African-American actress and you have Michael Keaton, I was like, okay, is he kidnapping her? Like, what is this? And you don't put two and two together.
Classically, which I think they did a really good job of that, because they wanted you to think that. Classically, to get to Spider-Man, the villain goes after Spider-Man's family.
That's a great way of putting it. That's another reason why we would have thought that. And then you realize, no, that's Liz's dad. And you already kind of understood Adrian Toomes because they had that opening scene of him getting dicked by the government, basically. Mm-hmm. And so
Oh, they introduce a new agency, too.
Yeah.
Spider-Man.
I forget what it's called, but...
How dare you?
Like
You're supposed to know everything.
The pickup crew.
They're like the... Yeah. This.
Oh, do you not know?
No, I don't know. Tell us why we're
wrong. But so we get to see he's got a family life, which makes you feel for the character even more and understand Adrian Toomes. But anyways, what you were trying to lead to, going back to this because we don't want to talk about the entire movie. We do, but we're not going to. The prom scene, or going to the prom. God, I'm flubbing this up.
Homecoming.
There's a lot of... Liz is just saying all these things about like, oh yeah, Peter disappeared here, and then Spider-Man saved us here, and just like all these things, and you see the cogs turning in Toomes' face, And then what they did brilliantly with like the editing
My posture.
is when they stop at a stoplight and you see the red light of the stoplight shining in on Toomes' face. And the second he realizes Peter's Spider-Man, it goes green light. And then he goes. And then from then on, the scene gets really, really tense if it wasn't already getting there. And he lets Liz leave the car. He's like, we're going to give Peter the old dad talk. And he pulls out a freaking Glock and threatens him. He's like, if you don't leave me alone, I will kill you and your family.
Right.
But, go
Don't
have a
mess
good time with my
kid.
daughter. But not too much fun. And yeah, that scene, I was just like, holy shit, this movie just went like...
Yeah.
That is one of the greatest scenes in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I'll let you take it from there if you'd like.
I don't really have much more to say about this movie. I love his suit.
Love his buddy.
Not necessarily all the things that it does, because I think one of the biggest things that I appreciate about Peter is that he's resourceful. He invented the web stuff. What's weird is that it's never classically organic, but I kind of, even though it's gross and doesn't really biologically make any sense, I kind of liked it when it was organic with Tobey Maguire. But I appreciate that he invented it. He has something to bring to the table
I
on
like
his
that he
own.
can run out of it.
Right. Like I said, I appreciate that he invented it. He has something to bring to the table other than his superpowers. He's got his resourcefulness and his intellect. And it's something that, helps his powers and his powers alone. Captain America can't really grab the web and do the things that Spider-Man can do with it because of Spider-Man's powers. So, I like that.
Useless
I like
if you're in the middle of the field and you're...
Right. Well, I mean, you could use it to someone's face.
Right.
Or, and then they're, I can't breathe. I really like the look of the suit. I like the Iron Spider suit that they're doing in the Avengers. I'm excited to see what it does.
Hopefully it's a one and done, though.
But I would love to see him go back to this suit in future films. Thank you, Sony, for collaborating with Marvel and Kevin Feige.
Don't fuck Venom up.
Please don't fuck Venom up. That first trailer was horrible. The rumors that I'm hearing are horrible. Please, I want to believe in this film. I'm excited for Tom Hardy as Venom. But anyway, in my mind, probably the best Spider-Man movie.
It's up there.
Because I really, really like, even though nobody else does, The Amazing Spider-Man 2.
Sure.
We won't talk about it anymore, though. That's Spider-Man. That's Tom Holland.
Casting for Spider-Man.
Yes.
And I'm debating on if it's my favorite Spider-Man movie. Don't know for sure. It's debatable, but definitely my favorite casting. Tom Holland, you nailed it. A lot of things to love about the movie, just the way it ends. Where
He brings good character ability and balance to Spider-Man.
Yes.
We got a great Spider-Man in Amazing Spider-Man. We got a great Peter Parker in Spider-Man, the Sam Raimi ones. So this one is a good balance of the two, I believe.
We love Spider-Man. We could really end up talking about Spider-Man for a very long time because this is the only character that's on his sixth or seventh movie. So it's hard to try to summarize our love of a character.
Sure.
For in
great original story, great casting, great villain, great Peter Parker,
Yep.
great real threat, great grounded high school movie.
Can't wait to see where it goes.
Yeah.
From here.
All right.
So, thwip.
Fly.
Thwip, 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 thwip. The human spider. Spider-Man. Or no, I fucked that up. Delete this footage. Delete that footage.
Delete this fan.
All right. May the film be with you. Spider-Man.
Peace out.
Peace out.